Ladies and gentlemen and ladies and gents, welcome, all of you. This is Saturday evening. This is April 7th, 2018, and we got some more foreclosure news for you. 7:42 in the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm tired. About to go lay down. Time to go watch a movie and go to sleep. That's right. I was tired, I tell you. Just took a nice little 2-mile walk. And let me just tell you, that's a painful walk, especially as tired as I am. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to give you guys some information. Now, here's some things that we've talked about in the past, but we haven't talked about it with relation to the securitization trustee and going after them for the trade. Now, we're going to clear up some stupidity and let you guys know that a lot of it is presumption. We go to websites like the IRS or the Treasury, we read the junk on their site, and we think that that's the law. People, those are presumptions. Those are suggestions. As I read to you earlier, the disclaimer at the bottom of the page, it's not legal advice and all the other junk. Okay? And that was from the SEC. So let's pay attention. Tax consequences to the lender of foreclosures, repossessions, voluntary conveyances, and bad debt. Tax consequences. Why are they tax consequences? Because if they foreclose on your property, it's the total amount of the foreclosure, not the past due amount, the total amount of the foreclosure. Now pay attention. Foreclosure, repossession, voluntary conveyances, and bad debt have tax consequences to both the lender and the borrower. The borrower does not have any tax consequences. Do you know why? Well, they claim because they forgave the debt. Now you got tax consequences. No, I don't have tax consequences. That's a government obligation. Thank you for forgiving it. Now erase it from my credit. All right. And now you discharge that through the Treasury. OID. All right. Anyway, with a default, the lender may foreclose and take possession of the property, restructure the loan, treat the default as a bad debt, resulting in a realized gain or loss. Generally, the restructuring of the loan means the change in terms. Where have we heard that term before? Changes in terms of the agreement to lessen the financial stress of the loan to the borrower. The usual result in either canceling some of the debt or disposing of the property, both of which may have tax consequences. Any cancellation of debt may result in taxable income to the borrower. Ladies and gentlemen, cancellation of debt does not result in income. Well, it means you don't have to pay it anymore. Exactly, over a period of years. Well, they accelerated it. It doesn't matter if they accelerated it. If they canceled it, I'm not responsible for the taxes on it because the debt was canceled before those taxes could be accumulated. Anyway, plus it was a government debt. Oh, by the way, it was already paid for at the beginning. They already received their payment for this particular loan. And that's when you go through, this is the information that we want you guys to pay attention to. We talked about it before, we're going to tell it to you now. Do an audit through the IRS. The IRS wants you to pay, say it's already been paid. And if they say, well, you still owe, say, no, I need to have an audit of the account. I have a right to have an audit. You're claiming I owe, and I say I don't owe. I have a right to have it audited. I have a right to see the actual amount that is being claimed owed. Challenge it, people. Many Rippleton, ladies and gentlemen, she's talking about memory lane. Back down memory lane. I see the happiness. I see the pain. Where am I? Minnie Rippleton. She's going back down that lane, y'all. She sees the happiness. She sees the pain. Where is she, y'all? Back down memory lane. All right. Any one of you individuals who are having issues with them claiming you owe this debt, you have a right to do an audit through the IRS of this debt. Remember, there are OIDs associated with this debt. Now remember, if the lender cancels the debt, okay, remember, they receive tax relief. Okay? Understand? Figuring gain and losses and repossession of personal property sold as installments. Okay, we're not here to look at this. We're here to let you know that, ladies and gentlemen, you have options. There's a system put in place. I was just talking to someone this afternoon, and we were talking about the administrative process. Does anyone know what administrative means? Let's do that. Let's do administrative process. You guys worried about or ready for that? Hold on. Wake up. Wake up. Administrative process. Stop listening. What you guys don't see is it when I said wake up twice, it had right down here at the bottom, you can't see where I am with the mouse, but right down here at the bottom, it says already awake. Okay. Anyway, look, we want to do administrative process. Watch this. Tell them, Mrs. Rippleton, faster than the speed of sound, babies. Back down memory lane. Be still her foolish heart. Don't let that feeling start. Why? Back down memory lane. Okay, administrative processing. Did anybody ask for administrative processing? We said administrative process. And then we said, what is it? And they do administrative processing. Do you not hate these so-called Google-based algorithms? Okay, looking for administrative process? Find out information about administrative process. That is not going to tell you nothing. Administrative process refers to the procedure used before administrative agencies, especially the means of summoning a witness before such agencies, such as subpoenas, like the courts. Okay. Introduction to Administrative Process, Overview of Administrative Law. We study mechanisms administrative agencies use to make decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, the administrative process is this. Pay attention to the word. Bureaucracy. That's the administrative process. It means that there is a process, and that process is usually in writing of how to do this, how to do that, 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 how to do this. Okay. So there's a process. Administrative bureaucracy. California is the #1 administrative state in the country. That's why I tell you, when they come up with a new process, it starts in California. Administrative, 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 administrative. Bureaucracy is all you need to understand. So that means, here's the thing. Remember, due process is everything, right? Okay, we don't want to know about a private administrative process. I'm walking over to turn on the light because it's almost 8 o'clock and it's getting dark in here and I need to be able to see. So we're not going to talk about these issues like this YouTube video. We don't care about that private administrative process because that person is only going off of what they heard somebody like me say. Okay? Hey, Mary J, she ain't gonna cry. She ain't gonna shed no tear. So now that you guys know what the administrative process is, understand, see, here's the disclaimer we told you guys about. Okay, which they're saying you can't rely on this information because it's full of half-truths. Okay, now, let's make sure you guys get an understanding. There are a couple of things that we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about this because that's Internet Download Manager. We're going to talk about this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, someone sent me something, and I have to show it to you all because it would make, no, not that. That's not what somebody sent me. That's not what somebody sent me either. Let me show you guys this right here. Some of you may have seen this document. This was produced back in 2013. Well, this says 2015. Actually, 2013 is roughly when they started. Okay, Nathan, he's an actual attorney. Okay, he literally is an attorney. I don't know if he's been disbarred. There was some talk about disbarring Nathan, but I don't think he's been disbarred. Okay, but what was happening is the SEC was going after this particular company that were producing these items. Now, these items, they were trying to say they weren't legitimate. The banks were trying to say they weren't legitimate. It wasn't the government. Well, the government came in with the SEC saying they weren't legitimate. Do you know why? Now, I'm going to let you guys know the fact that they did the UCC 1-308 and 1-207. I will give them credit for putting the UCC here. Okay? But again, this wasn't being done by you and me. This was actually done by an attorney. Okay? And U.S. Capital Private Bank and U.S. Capital II Investment, Hong Kong, you will find negativity on the internet about both of them because I just did a simple research. But let me tell you something. When I did my research, I find that this company is still functioning and opening and still doing business. But they were supposed to have shut them down and froze their assets. No, that's not it. That was the other one about the IRS and debt and mortgage foreclosure and debt relief and all that stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, when I did the research, and I did shut down all the other windows because I wasn't going to talk about this. When I did the research, I found that most of the things they were claiming wasn't associated with these two institutions. This one here, this one is still being funded at Moody's. Okay, capital funding, double. Okay, watch this. Let me show you. Tell them, Mary. Then why you sound like you're crying if you're not gonna cry? Don't she sound like she's crying, y'all? Okay. Now I want you to pay attention. The very first one is Moody's credit rating. Now I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, these guys are saying these guys are a sham, a fraud, and all of this stuff. Let me show you how much of a fraud. See, this is when Robert Flowers and U.S. Capital Funding 2, Series Trust 1, blah, blah, AKA, blah, 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 there was a court case, and it was still going on in 2017. Don't know if it's still going on now. It went from 2013 to 2017, over 4 years. Let's show you how Moody's is rating this particular company. It says it upgrades the rating to 143,500,000. Please, and I know Moody's is not the best company out there, but if they were a fraud, why would Moody's, we're going to get rid of this because I was already here earlier. Okay. See, July 2017, 143 million from 33.6 million less than 7 months before. Then they were at Moody's upgrades the rating to 191 million in 2015. Then we're at 200 million. Why is that, ladies and gentlemen? If they're supposed to be defunct, not knowing what they're doing. It's because they were doing something different. They were selling private monies, private assets to private investors. Okay? With great pride, the National Black Men's Health Network will salute. Okay? So please understand, ladies and gentlemen, from what I'm finding, there's some negativity, but I'm not finding anything that shows that they are defunct, and $31 million to shareholders. Now, I don't know if this is recent or not, because this is a Flash website, and my other browser couldn't handle it. Now, mind you, here's the thing. For $450,000, the website is Flash. I don't have a problem with the website. I don't have a problem with the Flash software that was used to build the website. This was the old, that we use when I was setting up my website initially. A lot of people didn't like it, but I like Flash. Why? Because of the movement. Okay. I like Flash. This is their press release. Okay. Executive review. Let's do your executive review. Let's see what executive review has to say. Well, look at that. Okay. Here's the thing. The amount of monies they were dealing with, they weren't going to just hire page not found. Oh, dude, how could it not be found when you pulling up all this other stuff? Okay, let's see. So I can't tell you because I clicked on it. It said page not found. So I don't know if they didn't update it because it's a forwarding page. Oh, this is S&P. So I haven't done it. So I don't know how to use this site. So I can't go to their information. So I can't type in their information because I wouldn't know where to type in their information at S&P. Well, this is called thestreet.com. And what did I click on? We don't want to do funding resource assets. Let's do our services. TikTok, come on. Okay. So I can't speak on it. Let me get back to this document and show you some of the things that I took caution with. If you notice, this is technically the hour style money order, but they literally listed as certified funds, remit at par via Fed wire. Okay. And it says a timed payment instrument. And they make it guaranteed and authorized promise to pay the bearer. This was a tender of payment, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it was. See, pay it to the bearer or to the order of. It was a site draft. They literally made it into a site draft. Okay. Now, when I saw the AD, that's where I knew that people like myself had spoke with the person. Okay. But all of the other things, everything they did here is pretty much on the money. Now, I can't tell you guys to do the same thing. Okay, I am definitely not telling you guys to do the same thing. Uh-oh, let's check some. Oh, yeah, no, they did it. Because, see, they use Unsatrail. Where's my mouse? Okay, they use Unsatrail right here. So let me show you. Like I told you, I know where they got the information from. I know who they got some of the information from, not all of it, but some of it. Okay? I can look at the document and see our style money order all over the place. Okay, let me make sure that you guys understand. Capital Private Bank. Pay attention. Capital Private Bank. Do you understand? Foreign entity. Okay? And then the other bank, the one that's in Hong Kong, I forgot the name of that bank. Where's the name of that bank? Oh, yeah. The one in Hong Kong. You see that? Hong Kong. One foreign entity and another foreign entity. Unsatral. So they completed that. Now, I understand this, ladies and gentlemen. I get it. I understand the statement of account. I understand why they did that. I understand why they did the special instructions and why they did their memorandum of laws. I get it. Why they have all of the seals on the document. Why they did it under the United Nations, which is probably giving the federal district court, that's why it lasted for over 4 years, probably giving the federal district court a really hard time. And they make it an irrevocable banking institution, express trust. Interesting, huh? They did it through a trust. Notice of jurisdiction, sovereign state under divine law. Now see, you can't have a sovereign state under divine law. Okay, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Again, the word sovereign in divine law says that Jehovah the true God is the only sovereign. He's the only true sovereign. Go to the scriptures, look up the word sovereign, and you'll see it's associated with Jehovah. No other government was called sovereign. That's why he's called the only true sovereign, or the only true God. I didn't make this up. So that's why, but 2015, people were still using the word sovereign, and I was trying to tell people about that for a long time. Okay, now they give the reference account, and we're not concerned about the rest of the language here. Okay, it's just, I like the fact that they did cover all the basics. Many of the things they put here, the rest of you would not have put. Someone sent this to me, and I saw the attorney, and so I was actually thinking that this was from an attorney who actually got paid, because I didn't look at it. I just saw the attorney's name, and I knew it was an attorney. And this is for $350 million. It was done internationally, ladies and gentlemen. And what do you call it? The Treasury, no, the SEC. You need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, who went after them. It wasn't the Treasury. It was the SEC who filed the complaint in 2013. And they filed a complaint, okay, with the federal district court, who immediately issued an injunction. I believe that injunction has since been removed, because I'm looking at Moody's and Poor's and all of that, and they are still being licensed and everything. Oh, by the way, this, as I told you, I saw this was an attorney, and I saw that an attorney did this. His bar number is right there. He didn't hide a single thing. Okay? It says, we, the undersigned, U.S. Capital Private Bank and U.S. Capital II Investment, Hong Kong, confirm with full bank responsibility the instrument blocking details as follows. Certificate of blocked funds. Interesting, ain't it? Again, I give them credit for this, and I'm rushing through this because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here doing a video on this. I'm just letting you know that when I first saw this, someone sent it to me. I told them that I would do something with it, but I can't do anything with it. I like it how they put the International Court of Justice. Okay? That's interesting. Sovereign Royal Imperial Court Order, blah, blah, blah. What is the district court going to do about that? They cannot say that the court is invalid, especially if it was done under maritime. They can't disbar or disclaim a common law court. And so it creates a lot of problems for them. So again, by just looking over this document, I understand. I am trying to see if there's anything else that grant of the institutional, paralegal, parliamentary forces, intra-bank services, legal, lawful operations, bank operations license to U.S. Capital Bank. You see, here's the thing. If they receive authority from a foreign entity to whom it may concern, officer in charge, okay, if they receive authority from another entity, oh snap. Good job, people. But again, you do something like this, you're going to run into a lot of trouble, people, because you can't. They had an attorney do it, and they still had a lawsuit come. The problem is, with the amount of money that they were collecting and the amount of money that they were creating money. You guys need to understand, they had the full right to do that. Some people call them a sham. They weren't trying to sham anybody. This was not a fly-by-night business. As you can see, the businesses are still functioning to this day. They weren't trying to sham anybody, which is why Moody's and Poor's is rating them. If they were, they wouldn't be rated. Okay, that's the first thing. Am I telling you to go and invest with them? Oh, no. Okay, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm trying to get you all to understand is when you do things the right way, and there is a way to convert things to finances. Okay, honestly, that is what SATCOM is getting ready to do. No, we're not getting ready to do what they're doing. Oh, God, no. No. We are getting ready to use securities laws the exact way the banks use them, exactly the way they're supposed to be used, exactly the way the law says they're supposed to be used. We're not skirting. We're not trying to get over on nobody or make billions of dollars. We're trying to work out things for our Sat Pack members. That's who we are working for. That's why things are taking so long, because we're meticulous. We're trying to make sure we dot every I and cross every T and X every line to make sure everybody understands that we're not going to do anything that's going to put them in jeopardy. Okay? We're not going to do anything that's going to have, Your Honor, no, I didn't know anything about what they were doing. They didn't tell me nothing. No, I did not know they were going to sit up there and put a lien on the Queen of England. Okay? Ain't nothing like that going on. Not today, not tomorrow, not even next year. So, just wanted to bring this information to individuals' attention, including the individual who sent the item to me, to let them know that I don't usually take, people send me things all the time. That one I took a look at briefly last night, and I told the person I would let them know. So now I get to let them know what I was able to determine in the little short time span that I've had the item. Ladies and gentlemen, also to let you know on your mortgages, go after that trustee. Go after, you want to know the finances. You need to see an audit of the account, and they're going to fight with tooth and nails not to show you the audit. But if they're saying you owe the money, you have a right to see what is owed. And if you've asked for this in the past and they didn't show it to you, go after the trustee now. If you ask them to show you a full, complete, comprehensive accounting, go after the trustee now. Why? Because if you are paying the note, if you are paying the mortgage, if you are the borrower, you have a right to see the finances. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Mariah, and she's talking about not wanting to cry. And so we're going to let her cry. Okay? See, she doesn't want to, but we're going to let her cry, and we're going to tell all of you, thank you for joining us this evening, this Saturday evening. I hope the information has proved beneficial and helpful. Have a very good day. Have a good night. Tell them, Mariah. Something what? So you gotta love that voice, ladies and gentlemen. This woman could sing. Neither do I.